Alrighty, well, because Augie deleted his stuff, I decided to upload a video about a build I put together that was inspired by some of his videos. Not that I actually remember the specifics of which ones, but whatever. Also, is this an optimized version of this build concept? Probably not. Depends on your definition of optimized. I can think of several things that a lot of people would immediately tell me to change. So, yeah. Anyways. Oh, yeah. Shield battery, completely useless. I should honestly replace that with an aux battery. An aux battery would actually be useful in this build. This isn't. Whatever, moving on. So, torpedoes. Because, yes, this is a torpedo spam build. I am flying a legendary Talisk Warbird, and I am not actually cloaked. Yeah, it's that kind of a build. Anyways, so this is a plasma torpedo specialist build. The experimental weapon can't be fired while I'm cloaked. I just happen to have it, so I figured on the rare occasions where I have to fight when not cloaked, might as well have a good one. Although, to be honest, it is theoretically possible that you might be able to come up with one that has some kind of effect that is actually relevant while cloaked. I can't think of any off the top of my head, so whatever. Set bonuses that this uses. This uses the full Romulan reputation weapon set. Yeah, the hyper torpedo, the plasma beam array, and the energy thingy. I keep calling this a ZPM because it reminds me of those things in Stargate, but that's not actually its name. Anyway, though, those have a very useful effect because of the fact that the set bonus, granted, the two-piece set bonus, gives you a bonus to... Oh, wait, no, I was thinking of the different set. Never mind. You don't actually need the set bonus, I guess. Anyway. Yeah. Forgot what that when I was building this. Oh well. Anyways, Particle-Emission Plasma Torpedo. Yeah, for the obvious reason. Nano-Pulse Plasma. This is an interesting one because it works slightly different than most plasma torpedoes. But, hey, it's fun. Because this one actually does direct plasma damage, like actual energy plasma damage, not just, kinetic damage that's flavored as a plasma torpedo. Because like it has a plasma damage over time, but also plasma directly. This one, plasma damage over time. The advantage of the Advanced Fleet Plasma Torpedo is that it does not become a seeker when you fire it in high yield. It fires like a photon torpedo in high yield. It actually just gives you a group of plasma torpedoes that directly hit the target. And of course, everyone's favorite, the Omega Plasma Launcher. In hindsight, since I'm not actually using the set bonus for the Romulan one, I could actually swap out the Romulan beam for a kinetic cutting beam. The set bonus on this isn't actually all that great either because it's triggered by firing energy weapons. This thing here, though, is a weird set bonus that, it's sometimes helpful, not very often. So, This set actually is a useful set bonus, and I genuinely bought this just for the set bonus. Because this is the one that makes your high-yield plasma torpedoes fly faster. Really, really big improvement when you can just watch your plasma torpedoes go fly all over the place. Impulse engine, I don't have a particular reason for having this other than it makes me fly faster in sector space. Literally, that's the reason I have this one. Also, it looks cool. Anyways, Braden, yeah, this doesn't have a particular use either. And the other part of the Romulan set. Now, why not the 3-piece on the Romulan set? It's a shield tanking ability. I don't do shield tanking. In theory, it drains shields from your target, but it doesn't do enough for me to bother with it. Now, as for why I'm permanent cloaked, yeah, that would be this. The hidden payload 2-piece set bonus. This, of course, is the competitive rep thing. Now, the set 3 bonus I don't care about, which is why I didn't bother with it. However, the 2-piece set bonus is interesting. Because no matter what your throttle setting, it gives you some stealth bonus. So if you're cloaked normally, this will actually increase the potency of your cloak, which is great, especially since this ship does actually have a proper cloaking device, so I can move around and stay cloaked using the enhanced Romulan battle cloak. And of course, you know, if I'm at 0% throttle, this just permacloaks me. And, you know, a minor bonus to control expertise, which does come in slightly handy when I'm using gravity well, because part of what makes it an enhanced battle cloak is that I can use gravity well while cloaked. So yeah, because like that's the whole gimmick, and the entire reason why I'm using this ship specifically is because enhanced battle cloak lets me cloak, fire all of the torpedoes I feel like, and stay cloaked. So back to the rest of the consoles. Volatile digitization matrix. Yeah, I don't need this. Like, several of the things of this don't really matter. However, it is something that does... Again, this is one of those things I was talking about where I threw it in because I thought it would be fun, and don't actually use it all that much. And if you're going to optimize the build, probably swap this out for, I don't know, another one of these things or something. Projected Singularity. This has the same kind of use in here as having a gravity well does. Because you cluster enemies, then you fire plasma torpedoes into the group of clustered enemies. Because most plasma torpedoes have splash damage, so having 2 enemies that are on top of each other both get hit with plasma torpedoes, they both get hit by each plasma torpedo because of the whole splash damage thing. And also in some missions, it's useful for forcing enemies to stay away from the objective. I have armor in this one. A lot of people would tell you that you don't need armor when you're cloaked because you're avoiding having enemies attack you completely. So yeah, if you're optimizing it, might as well drop the armor. Assimilated module. It actually has a good passive bonus, so yeah, it's actually here for the passive bonus. The Singularity Stabilizer, one of the probably least useful consoles in its own right, because literally all it does is charge your Singularity core. However, the 3-piece set bonus on this one is actually relevant to this build, so I decided to go with it. The 2-piece is also quite good, plus torpedo damage, and this is not weapon flight speed, but it's the reduced cooldown on the torpedoes themselves, so not necessarily great, but still somewhat useful. 10% shield pen for torpedoes, that's useful. And here we have the other pieces of that set, which both of them are, in and of their own right, actually reasonably powerful weapons. Fire a giant beach ball shaped torpedo. Fire a whole lot of torpedoes. Why not? Also, this one gives you a passive bonus to torpedo damage, so again, useful. This one, no passive bonuses, but that is a giant torpedo. Be very careful when firing it because of the fact that it can kill you if it gets exploded in your face. Also, don't fire it at point blank range for that reason. I also got a Stormer Matrix because, again, increases the flight time for targeted torpedoes because, sure, why not? Also, it increases the damage of the targeted torpedoes, so yeah. And projectile weapon training too, because sure, why not? I don't think this projectile weapon training stat is as big as it looks, because if I remember right, that actually translates to something more like 5% or something. Anyway, you can just deploy the drone swarm. It's only usable in Red Alert. I'm not actually 100% sure off the top of my head whether this drone swarm thing can be fired while cloaked. Ominous device. Realistically, having a damage console in here would probably be better for straight up numbers. And also activating the ominous device in combat is a little, well, you're not doing that while you're cloaked, so, yeah. Covert Munition Deployment Console. This is the other part of the 2-piece competitive rep set. Fek'lhri Torment Engine. Oh yes, this is a really fun mission reward item. That's one of the mission rewards from the thing involving Jaula. I don't know off the top of my head. That Klingon Civil War story arc, something related to that. Anyway, though, it increases the damage from plasma fires when I hit people with torpedoes. That's great. That's not kind of the only thing it does, though. And of course, a torpedo boosting console. Would a Plastorp console be better? Maybe. Digital compilation. Blowing up an enemy with a plasma torpedo now turns them into a plasma torpedo. Terrifying. Firing torpedoes now gives me a bonus to kinetic damage. Which, okay, yeah, this doesn't do solely kinetic damage, but the other ones do solely kinetic damage. Oh, well, okay. This boosts the raw damage of the torpedo hitting your enemy, not the damage over time from the plasma fires, but it's, it helps. Other traits. Here's our space traits. These are all things that are, at least do something. Honestly, this is one of those things where I don't think this is an optimal trait list. This is mostly just whatever I happen to have from that actually does something. But, kinetic precision, yeah. Shield penetration on torpedoes, good stuff. Especially since I'm not knocking their shields down with energy weapons. I'm just throwing torpedoes at them. Operative for crit chance, because why not? Particle manipulator, photonic capacitor. Yes, that's right. I have operative and Romulan operative. Deal with it. I have no idea whether that's a bug or not, but I'm going to run with it. And of course, bonus projectile damage, because I like that. Oh yeah, what does Romulan do? In space, oh yeah, bonus cloaking. Okay, Space Rep, these are mostly just bonus crit things. Also, there's Omega Kinetic Shearing, which gives a bonus dot to all of your torpedo things, and I'm genuinely not sure how that interacts with a Fek'lhri Torment engine, but it probably does. Yeah. Oh, this one also makes your destructible torpedoes fly faster. Yeah, this one does just bonus crit. Oh, okay. Rooster's remaining time of science reserve. Wait, which of the bonus crit one? Oh, this one. Yeah, those are bonus crit. And anyway, so stations. All of these skills that I am using with this are mostly things related to torp spamming or triggering more torp spamming. Override subsystem safeties is not necessarily a good idea and not needed for this build, so you could swap it out for something else. I do like to hit that, then throw down a gravity well, because it just makes the gravity well stronger. I mean, it presumably affects tractor beams too, but oh yeah, be very careful not to activate the tractor beam at point blank range. For the same reason I mentioned with the beach ball, because these things can kill you. Seriously, that trait is almost as dangerous to you as it is the enemy if you do it wrong. Photonic Officer, because why not cool down everything faster? Yeah, I'm using a half-bat build here. This setup doesn't have much in the way of energy weapons, so I don't need most of the engineering things. Switching out EPTE for a hull heal, I could do that, I suppose. I didn't, but I could. Okay, so attack Predator Omega. This one, I activate that, and it gives me a high yield torpedo. Scatter Volley, activate that. Torpedo Spread. Fire Will, more torpedo spread. Tactical Team. This gives me a small bonus to damage when I activate it, so it's useful even when shields are down. It's not amazing, but hey, it's a bonus. Also, more torpedo spreads and more high-yield torpedoes. Organic Nebula, because why not have 3 ways to cloak your ship simultaneously? What could possibly go wrong other than making the server melt? Anyways, so I have 3 blue quality technicians. You could swap this for 2 purple ones and some other duty officer, because I don't think I have the maximum number of projectile weapons officers. And yes, one thing to remember about this is that both of these have the potential to cause your aux to go offline and thus decloak you if you're manually cloaked, which is part of the reason why I like Organic Nebula, because throwing down Organic Nebula, I don't need to worry about that, because I created an AoE hazard thingy that cloaks me instead of my ship actually being cloaked. Thing is, this is a weaker stealth, but it also does give me a bonus damage, well, small bonus damage. So, useful. These, of course, bonus crit when firing projectiles, and reduce time to recharge torpedoes. Again, I have 2 things to do that. And yeah, perma-cloaked ship. Alright, let's do a red alert just to see if I remember how to actually fly this without blowing myself up. Oh. Fine, whatever. Or something, whatever. I'm in a hurry. Yep, I get to warp out while cloaked. Permacloaking means you don't automatically decloak, and will sometimes be cloaked in cutscenes that would normally decloak you. And there's a Derridex.
The Herc are about to overrun.
I'm curious. Okay then. Dude, seriously. It is interesting seeing just how huge that Cnidarian thing is. Wow, those guys really are just completely ignoring my existence. Yeah, because like it's the auto cloaking that's doing it. Oh, one of them did find me. Go away. Actually, I think the jellyfish killed that one. Excuse me. Alright, so what still needs done here? Okay, that one over there.
Well done.
There is actually a console set you can use to cloak practically anything, but it's one of those weird esoteric nonsense things where you need a set bonus from having multiple consoles equipped, I think. Alright, Necrit Assembly,
Satellite is
sure.
back online. Will launch tractor mines against the Herc ships.
Oh, yeah. Selene ship is... Or, not Selene, but Sona ship traits are hilarious in this build. Oh, I should not have hit that right at that moment. Well, I killed everything in firing range. Moving on. Oh yeah, our actual task at the moment is repair satellites, not murder things, so let's go back to the satellite.
The last of the Rep.
So, time to pick a lane and just park on it. One thing with this build is that repositioning is totally doable, just not fun.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Herc's ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Okay, it's actually doing both Alpha and Gamma this time. The jellyfish is... yeah. That's actually pretty good positioning for the jellyfish. Yeah, whoever's over there, I don't feel like he needs assistance. Yeah, bored. Although I have to say, those guys died really fast too. There is one downside with this. I only have forward facing weapons. So they did literally explode as soon as they warped in. Alrighty then. You know what? I'm going to go over here because this site is clearly
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
adequately under control.
Herc's ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
What the heck?
Herc dreadnought on sensors. Be careful.
Yep, hit myself with a plasma torp. Why can't I hit that guy? Oh, he's out of my firing arc. She's too far to the side. Oops. Screwed that up.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I haven't actually played this one a whole lot lately.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Is under attack. Hull integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed. Your shields failing.
Herc's ship spotted at escape route Gamma.
Okay,
Get
I
over there.
accidentally hit that guy. Oops. Yeah, Roderick Janeway got hit with my plasma torpedoes.
We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be utilized now.
Yeah, I'm going to park for now.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
Warning, ship is under attack. Four shields failing. Rear shields failing. Target's shields have failed. Four shields failing.
Herc's ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Oh, I died.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Target's shields have failed. Four shields failing. Rear shields failing.
Alright, and here's where the projected singularity comes in. That guy gets shoved into my firing arc by the projected singularity. Yeah, that time when I had the other guy, I should have used it then, but I didn't. Well. Let's see, what was the cooldown on that anyways?
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
Okay, so apparently I can't deploy the drone swarm while cloaked. Actually, it's just not letting me deploy the drone swarm. Ah, screw it.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Herc ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there.
Get dead. You know, for a Plan B in a ship that lacks energy weapons, that is actually a pretty useful trick. Give it that. Not something that's like directly relevant, particularly for a stealth-based build, but you know, as a console that lets you throw in a Plan B. It works.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
You know what? I'm going to go to Alpha.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
That's everyone. We did what...
Yeah, one of the things with this Nano-Pulse Torpedo and why I like starting with it is because it does plasma damage, it actually will knock down target shielding. Much better than a kinetic damage does. So, weakly shielded targets, it'll actually take their shields down. And that was that. Did I parse this? No. But that's kind of sort of a demonstration of how I play the build. Is it great? Did I do it wrong? Probably. I don't even use all the clicky buttons I have. Like this thing. I used this once, and I don't normally bother with that. This, I'm just not using that at all because when you stay cloaked, you're not going to use the singularity powers. So turning it back on after you depleted it is pointless. Now, this would be useful if you're going into combat, though, because it will let you charge up the singularity even when out of combat. It's just that it's fighting with the fact that it naturally depletes when you're out of combat. However, using it immediately when you get to red alert will charge it faster than it would normally. And I think we're done here. Do I need any kind of marks on this character whatsoever? No. I think that like competitive I have the least of. Yeah. Actually, you know what? There's so many of them that I don't really need anyway. You know what? I'll go with Discovery. Whatever. And that concludes this video. I had a lot of fun putting this build together. Is it amazingly awesome? Probably not. But I decided to do this video because this is a video where I got the idea from Augie. And I wanted to do this as a way of saying thank you to Augie. So, see you guys later.